So now I have five virtual machine open, and each um, virtual device represent a player. And for each device, I'm gonna enter the uh, the name for a player. So the first one, I call it Jinxi, and a second one I'll call it Jinshi one, and third I'll call it Jinshi two, and the fourth one I'll call it Jinshi three, and last one I'll call it Jinshi four. So the reason that I start five virtual devices is because that in reality there could be like 10 players or 20 players, but my computer can only handle like up to five devices. So that's why I'm using uh, five devices to do the demonstration. So let's start a game. So on the first device, I'm going to start the game. And once you are enter your name, and then you can create a game. And for other devices, I'm gonna just do that as well. So you can see every device is entering into the gameplay mode. Now what we want to do is to create a game and basically start a game room. So on the very left uh, device, I'll start a game, and I can configure how many werewolf players we want to have in our game room, and how many villagers that we want to have in our game room. And for seers, right here, so one game could only have one seer. Uh, that's just a general game rule. So since we have five virtual devices, we're gonna have two werewolves and two villagers and one seer. So now we're ready to start a game. So and also seer, you can configure not to have a seer just by click the seer button, then it will turn to gray. And if you want to have a seer, just click again, and it will turn to blue. And now let's create a game. So I click here, create a game. And after I click that, um, there are players showing up, and player 0, player 1 up to player 4. And now it's just showing up, there's no value there. So it's null. So under here, we have game room ID, and it's 5. And other players can join this game room by entering 5. And also, once the game starts, the role section gonna change, and the game process progress section will track um, which state the game is at. So let's join the game. Uh, uh, let's start with device 2. So I click join game, then enter game room 5, and it takes me into the game room 5. And both of the devices are showing up player 1 as a Jinshi 1. So let's do the same for other devices. So I click join game and game room number 5. Then player 2 shows up. And on this device, I'll do the same on this one. So right now, every device is has been joined to game room 5. So we can start game right now. So after the game starts, the game role section will change. So you can see here, device 2 has changed to werewolf, which means this player has been assigned role as a werewolf. And on this device, it's a villager, and villager as well on the fourth device. And last device is a seer. So right now on the first device, it's a werewolf as well, and so it's asking you to choose a target you want to kill. So every player will be uh, showing up here. And on the game progress bar, it says waiting for decision result. Basically, it's waiting for werewolves to vote on who their camp gonna kill. So we can uh, we can choose a villager right now. So we can choose uh, device 3, which is Jingshi 2. Then I can choose um, that. And right after werewolves has choose a target to kill, and the seer uh, here is popping up. So seers wants to choose a player to look up his or her identity. So we can look up player one's identity. So it's player one Jingshi. So if I choose, it says player zero Jingshi is a werewolf. And then I can click OK. Then on the very first one says player two has been killed. So basically right now the player two can just exit the game, and this player has been killed by a werewolf camp. So I exit game. So there's player two has been eliminated. So on every device it just shows null here, and right here it shows next round. So basically I can do the same if I want to kill the seer. But for the demonstration purposes, we just do another scenario. Let's say after the player two has been eliminated, then we're entering into a discussion session. So every device shows up um, shows up waiting for discussion result at the progress bar. Then let's uh, let's say after the discussion, the four players has decided to vote Jingshi two says he or she is a werewolf. So then this device on this device we can click X again. Then this player is out. Next, I would like to demonstrate a scenario that werewolf winning situation. So here we have three players. I changed it from 5 to 3 because it's hard to coordinate 5 devices at one time. So for this scenario, I will choose I will just choose 3 devices. So from here we have Jinshi 3, and Jinshi 4. So we're gonna start a game. And from here we can see Jinshi is a werewolf, and we have a villager, and we have seer. So now I'm gonna just um, kill uh, a villager, and the seer is gonna check for Jinshi, and he or she is a werewolf. Then we discuss. Then the next round, werewolf can choose who to kill. Then we kill seer. Then we choose Jinshi 4. After we choose as player 2 was killed, and now we have a situation here on the progress bar says werewolf winning. So this demonstrate like a scenario that werewolf can win. So that concludes the application demonstration part of the presentation. Let's continue to next. So next we have a report section, which is last part of our presentation. So report is basically just a Word file that includes all the requirements that left for the project, which I think is the uh, uh, to have a summary about our project that we have encountered, which challenges that we have encountered, and how do we make decision that we made for a project. And yeah, that basically concludes the presentation. Thank you very much for your time, and enjoy your holidays. And thank you. Bye.